Okay. Hi. Hi, Wenjie.
Hi. Hello
Okay.
there.
Let's start with some uh self-intro first lah. So I'm Terrence, and I'm currently having an internship at EP Startups, and I'm a front-end developer. So I'm going. I'm planning to pursue my studies soon. How about you?
I am Jack, and I'm doing an office work, and I want to learn coding and get a coding job. Planning to get a job in coding.
Okay. So may I know so far, do you have the basic? You have known the basic fundamentals of HTML and CSS, right?
Yeah, a little bit
Okay.
basic.
So how about JavaScript?
JavaScript, I finished the module lah, but still very basic. No
Oh,
ready.
okay. So never mind. So actually, I will see myself like a slow learner also. As before getting a job, I was hurrying everything, like just very basic things, like I wish to get something, but I didn't get in depth into the components. So I feel like my basics are not really good. So I'll look this session like let's get into the basics together. Okay.
Yeah, agree.
Okay. So I've sent a link inside the chat. Then if if later if you have anything don't understand what I'm saying or what, you can refer to the link. Okay.
Yeah, can, no problem.
Okay, so I'll share my screen first. I prepare some of my notes. Mm. Okay, so you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with some. Okay, what is JS? What do you know by JS? How do you understand JS?
JS, I know is a programming language that is very basic and used in almost every website. Just to add function to a website, add more function to a website.
Okay, so if I want you to explain to a kindergarten student like what is JS, and how will you like answering how will you like explaining this to them?
I can say JavaScript let the website work as the developer want.
But how but what if the kid don't know what is the website is?
Just show them.
Okay, so never mind, because I've think this question before also, but I don't really get a precise answer for it. So I look through the internet, and oh, I know what is JS is. So in web development, right? When you are explaining to a 5 years old kid, and I will say like the web is just like a restaurant, and everything you see in a restaurant is just it's just HTML. Every single thing you see, like inside the restaurant, you will see the tables, the chairs, and the waiters, the food. Everything is just HTML. While CSS is something like how the thing is arranged. Like when you go inside a restaurant and the tables are arranged very neat and everything is just set like that. And then JS is something like how does the flow in the restaurant work? Like the waiter will serve you, and then you go into the restaurant and ordering something. Yeah, when you order food, you will just look at the menu and then order with the waiter, and then waiter will take your order, and then he will serve you with the food. Yeah. So this is how JS works online. JS is JS is somehow like um is acting like the flow in a restaurant. Yeah, like controlling the flow. It works. So is it clear to you? Yeah.
Yes, good.
So now you can explain to a 5 years old kid, right? Because
Sure.
some sometimes it can be really complex in learning things in development or learning anything, I would say. But if we try to like simplify everything and try to like how to explain it to little kids, then I think things will be easier for us and also for the kids.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can also understand better.
Okay. So after explaining these little stuff, we will look at um, more formal way to explain this. So JavaScript, so you can look at it. JavaScript is actually a programming language like adds interactivity to a website. Like what in HTML and CSS2 is just everything is just static in it. Like you just go into a landing page website and everything is just statically stays in there. Like you can't interact with with it. You can just look at the picture, the text in it, but it does nothing. But here comes the JavaScript is when there's a button in the website, you can click on it and then it will response with to you with some details or interact with you. So here is what JavaScript work. So in JavaScript, there's also a thing called ECMAScript. ECMAScript is something like JavaScript standard. Like it standardizes how we uh, write JavaScript codes in their way. So it's just standard. So sometimes when people ask what is ES6, what is ECMAScript, and what is JavaScript, and people will always look like JavaScript and ECMAScript is the same thing, but actually JavaScript includes three of these things. Only when these three including it is a completely JavaScript, which are ECMAScript, DOM, and BOM. Yeah, which are these. But we won't go too in depth into DOM and BOM because in real time development nowadays they don't really go really in depth in DOM manipulation because they are just using framework. I think so. This is what I feel so far. Um. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, if you can, if you have any question, just just ask and just break down me. Okay.
Sure. No problem.
Okay. So what are the features of JavaScript? Is JavaScript is kind of like an interpreting dynamic language. That means that it no need to be compiled by the machine and run again. When you code JavaScript, the browser will know what you write. It will understand you, and the page is just directly rendered. Not unlike some TypeScript. TypeScript is a language. It's a static language that defines the type. Define the types first, and then you can change the type. Like somehow like I want to somehow like I'm adding something, like I'm adding one, then suddenly I add one with alphabet A, and then what JavaScript does is just concatenate these two things and then becomes one A, right? So normally so originally it is a number, one is a number, and the number combined with the string A, it becomes one A. So the thing will just become a string. So this is what dynamic language call, for what I understand. Like the things will just change dynamically. Yeah, make sense?
Yes.
Make sense? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So in JavaScript, there's case sensitive is it is case sensitive. What it means is like the capital ABC and this ABC are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. JavaScript will take the alphabet, the capital letter and the small letter very strictly. So this kind of thing have to be very, very, very
Careful.
eager. Yeah,
Uh,
when we are coding. Okay. So sorry being too meddlesome in this. Okay, so second, how do you use JavaScript? How do you use JavaScript when you learn? Wait,
yeah,
hello?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean how did you learn Java? How did you use JavaScript when you learn?
I uh I open it in a .js file.
Yeah, .js file and how do you run it?
npm run.
Yeah. That's kind of like using the node. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we usually did that. We usually do
Yeah,
that. Yeah. So these are three ways, like three common ways people use JavaScript are like we can just directly write inside the HTML script or inside a single JS file, like in the main JS and the HTML file, and then import the JS file into HTML. So we won't take too much time. It's like okay. Number three,
yeah,
output of JS. So JS. So these are the JS output. Basically, the page output. Never mind. I think this is kind of boring. We can try code it out. We can try
yeah.
code it out. Yeah. Let's code together. Otherwise, it's so boring. Like teacher teaching, like teacher teaching, and yeah. Okay, let's go together. Yeah. VS Code. Okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a moment.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I forgot how to do this kind like in basic in this HTML because already a long time don't do basic thing already. So it's an opportunity for me to learn again. Yes. Next topic. I like to see also. Don't worry if I do if I made any mistake, you can remind me also. Main yes. Okay, so HTML. How do you write HTML? How do you write HTML?
Just use the exclamation mark and the boilerplate will come out.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So we'll like import script anyway. Main. So we'll
Isn't
run
your
this.
script is import at the bottom of the body?
And it can be up also. I forgot already. Let us see.
Okay.
So like, hiya. Already long time no touch already. So if I write something in here, yeah, it works. So actually the script can be any, the script can be on top or on the bottom. It doesn't really affect a lot. I think,
I see.
I think, let's try. How about like this? Yeah. How about here? Yeah, it refresh again. Refresh. Oh, it still works. So I guess it can be any way, any part of the document, because usually when the browser renders the file, right, it just directly renders from top to the bottom. Yeah. So where are we so far? Let's see. I'm very nervous. Okay, so let's try the first one. You can just okay, script. No. First one we just directly write inside the HTML. Okay, so let's see. Does it work? No. Why? Why?
Why?
Why? I don't know why. Why doesn't it work? Do you know why?
Don't
Do
know.
you know why? Yeah, why?
You need to put inside the body and close in the body.
Close in the body? Not really. Not really. Body is kind of like HTML tag. It doesn't really affect. Why like this? Why like this? Cannot like this, eh? I forgot already.
I think can ma.
Let's
You
see document. All right. I'm looking in Chrome. Let's Google it. Python programming. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Oh my gosh. Do you know? What does it mean? Don't use document, right? Okay lah. We ignore this document dot right first, because it doesn't really we doesn't really use this kind of stuff nowadays. But let's try console log. I think this works. Yeah, it works.
yeah.
See here. Yeah. So this is the first. Sorry. This is the first way lah. We just write it in here, and then it will. No. You made mistake here. Here we are going to explain the output of JS. So what I did just now is it output in the console. When you tap F12 in your keyboard and you see this console thing, I think you know this lah, right? This
Yeah.
console. Yeah. So this is the log output, and then let's see the console info. Let's see what happens when we say console info. With me, right? So here comes. So the log and the message are the same. The log and console log and console info are almost the same. Then let's look at console log warn and error also. Yeah, let's just copy and paste it in. Don't spend too much time in this stuff. So we can see one, this is the warning and this is the error. Yeah, so these are the basic output of JavaScript in the console. Okay, so let's look at the pop-up box. Do you know what is pop-up box?
Something that pop up on the browser, the
Yeah.
web page.
Okay, so let's try these three things here. One hello. Try one by one. The first one. Okay, the first one is hello. Yeah, this is the alert box. You alert something and we can just copy. Okay, that's nothing. Then the second one is the confirm box, which is taking your option whether it is okay or cancel. When it is okay, it will return true on console, I think. On why it doesn't return anything here? Oh yeah. Actually, we can try to do the JavaScript in console also, like confirm, right? How do you do confirm? Then the message is you sure? You sure? And then it will pop up this box. Sure, when it is okay, it will return the true. So true is the boolean, like the the true value.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is where is it? The next one is prompt. Prompt is the input box for you. Input pop-up box like please input a number. Okay, so it will pop up this input box for you to enter something. Okay, and it returns 15. Yeah, so these are the three pop-up boxes. I think these are only the three pop-up boxes in JavaScript. Wait, where is it? Okay. So number 4. Okay. So understand?
Yeah. Get
Ayo.
number.
Ayo. Okay, so the first is console pop-up box. The page, I think the page is something like we use in the document object model, like we just mentioned just now, but nowadays we very rarely use this. So if you can do this, just ignore it first. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
Okay. So number 4, here comes the commenting. Yeah. So commenting is something like just easy. Like you put double slash in it and you comment it. Like you let your teammate know what you are writing. It doesn't do anything in the when it is being rendered. So when we comment something in JavaScript, we just use the double slash, and if we comment multiple lines, we use the syntax like this,
yeah.
the backslash and then star. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
very easy chapter 1. Okay, so let's go into chapter 2. Okay, so here comes something important in JavaScript, because like I said, I don't really go in depth in JavaScript when I first learn. So in chapter 2, we'll look something really deep into variable scope or something. Okay, so never mind. Let's go one by one first. The first one, identifier and statement. So what is an identifier? An identifier is a sequence of characters in the code that identifies a variable, function, or property. That means like when you declare anything in JavaScript, this thing is the identifier. Yeah, like add add is identifier. Like this is an identifier. This, yeah. So in JS, identifiers are case sensitive and can contain blah 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 blah. Like these are the simple stuff lah. I don't really take more time in it lah. Add, like we put the underscore or the dollar sign at the beginning. And hey, I think I missed out, like when in naming multiple words, we'll do like this. The first word will like all small letters, and the second word onwards will use the capital letter. Like this is the camel case, if I have not mistaken. Yeah. This is called the camel case. Camel case. See here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see. These three are the list. You can see this in the ambient docs also. So these are the keywords, reserved words, and the deprecated identifier, which are not encouraged for using as the identifier. Okay. We don't take more time on it. Okay, let's go to the next. Ingest instructions are called statements. Different statements are separated by semicolons. Okay, so what does it mean? So in VS Code, right, we always, I don't really do this also, because in VS Code, I think when we learn, I think that when we set up the VS Code, we use something like prettier, right? Prettier. So you see in the, I'll say like, let A equals to 10, let B equals to 11, like this. And then you normally when I write codes, I'll use just the shift option and F to arrange it neatly. So it will automatically arrange it for you. So actually in JavaScript, a line I declare here, so this is called a statement. So in every statement, it is encouraged to put the semicolon in it. It doesn't really matter if you don't put, I think, but it is encouraged to put a semicolon. Don't ask why, because it is quite important when in the future. Because JavaScript don't really matter in JavaScript, or when you every time when you use prettier, and it will just add it to you automatically. So in other languages like in C language, if we don't put this semicolon in it, it will comes out something like error. Yeah. So there's a saying that a language cannot be good, but a programmer cannot be not good. So this habit must be and it is encouraged to use up this habit. Okay. So number 2, declaring variables. So I assume that when you're learning, we only use the let and const, right? We don't really see the var. So and we don't really use var nowadays also. But tons of projects in the past or nowadays, some of them are still using var. So I think this is something that we should no need to use it, but we have to understand it. Yeah. So let's see how we declare variables using the var and the let and const. See in var A, it declares a local and global variables depend on the execution context and optionally initializing it to a value. So that means that when you put it here, and then it can be the local or the global variables. It depends on how you write the code. So how about let? Let is declares a block scope. Constant is declares a block scope. This block scope is something important. Block scope, local variable, optionally initializing it to a value. Declares a block scope, read only name constant. So so constant declare a block scope. In constant, we can only read only, and then we can also assign the value to No, we cannot do it like this. It will generate JS warning if we don't use any var or like constant, or then just assigning the value to undeclared variable. Okay, so and this the fourth, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one is a let bar. Like this kind of syntax is something like create a variable name bar and assign it to the value corresponding to the key of the same name from our object. That means that it is something like let bar. I mean this bracket, and then wait. I think we can try it when we go in depth into the object in the object variable first. Okay. Sorry. I think okay. Let's give on first. So here are some examples that we will really understand how does it work. So I think you can try out this on the console first. I think the console will be more easier. Will be easier for you for us to test out this thing. Okay, so for example, let's uh, so for example, let's code along what I have written here. var a var a, and it is undefined when we console log, and we just console log a lah. And then after we write this, it will, what do you think it will come out?
Undefined.
Yeah, it is undefined because we haven't give a value for it. So how about if we write something like this, console.log b, then we'll say like for v. Okay, then how about this? Look like this first. How about this?
This one you say cannot find the variable p.
Not really, not really, not really. It will return undefined value also. Yeah, so here comes the weird part of var lah. And then let's see if, how about if we console dollar of this this is not defined because we haven't defined the variable c. Okay, so here comes a let thing. If we let something, let a, and then oh, sorry, what is this? Let a. No. This is in the memory. Okay, so let's let a first. Then let's console the a. How do we console? Yeah, it is logging the same thing as the var. It's undefined. But when we console something that is defined after the console, let b, then this will throws out an error like you say just now. It can't find b. B is not defined because this is something. Do you know why?
No.
Yeah. Let's see the variable scopes here. Yeah. Here comes the weird thing for the hoisting thing. So what we did just now is console log a. Look at the first thing here first. Console log a and then var a. It will return undefined. Var b goes to 10. And then the b will declare here, and then function. We write the function here, and then we immediately execute the function, the B will be undefined also. Why is it like this? Okay, so let's see what is hoisting mean. Actually hoisting means everything you write, it will shows up to the top. Like this code is almost the same, well not almost. This code is the same with this code. Like what we do is we console log the A first, and then we declare the variable A equals 10. Okay, so it is the same. Like we declare the variable A and we don't give it the value first. After that, we'll console log. We will log the A, and then it will return undefined because we haven't giving a value to it. And after that, we give the value to the variable A. Yeah, so these three lines is the same as this line. This is what the hoisting mean. Can you see? Can you see that?
Yeah. The var A will go to the first line.
Yeah. So the B is also the same. Like we declare variable B here, but actually in this in here, this variable B is declared as the global variable, I think. But in this function, it is something like private scope. I think it is something like this. I'm not sure, but what I understand is it is something like private scope, block scope. Yeah, so it can't really see this. So inside, when we console log B, it is just yeah, something like this. I think here I left out something to understand. I don't know what I'm saying. Ouch. Can you understand this? Like this is the function we define, and then we immediately execute the function.
Yeah.
These two is the same. But this is the same like the first A lah. Like we write the variable B here, and then the variable B will be hoisted out the console, so that the console will log undefined. Yeah. So when we don't use nowadays, we don't use var, but we use let, is because let always uh declare declares the block scope local variable, like we say here, block scope local variable. That means that when you declare something after you use it, and then it will show an error. Before you use the value, then no. Before you call the variable, oh, what I want to say.
Need to declare first.
Yeah. So if we use var here, it always mess up things in real time development. So here comes the let lah. Okay. So when every time it is called, this is the specific word for to describe the thing before a variable is declared, and then you use the variable, on the whole way lah, before the variable is declared, then and then you use the value of, and then you call the variable, it is called temporal dead zone. So every time you try to call the variable before declaring it, it will throws out the reference error. I think it's clear here, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's function hoisting. Function hoisting is okay, let's see here. I think I can just do a long and then it will console do. Here we call the function before we declaring it, and it runs also. Yeah, so here comes the function hoisting also. Oh my gosh, sorry. I think I have to refer back. I think otherwise I'm afraid that I'm confusing you. I don't know what I'm speaking. Okay, so here function hoisting. Functions are hoisted if they are defined using function declaration, but functions are not hoisted if they are defined using function expression. Like when we no no. Yeah. Where are we? Where are we? Yeah, function hoisting. Like we just like what I just showed just now, it won't throw an error. But if we declare the function through wait, this because the foo is defined using a function declaration. Yeah. So if we don't do like this just now, if we declare it with something like constant, so console blah, blah, blah. Okay. So if you write like this, it will actually throw down an error because we are not declaring it using function variable while we declaring it through the let and constant thing. So it will not be hoisted. You get it?
Yeah.
Let's try how if we what will happen if we write like this? How do you think it will come down?
Undefined.
Yeah, it is undefined. Yeah. Because the var is hoisted also. Yeah, but it is hoisted, but it haven't declared a function for the foo. So the foo is undefined. Wait, is it? Is it? Yeah. Is it? It is because this A is come from the first one. I think the local memory, memorize the thing I call. Let's try something else like foo. You see, I didn't deeply you see, I always forget to use this semicolon.
There's not much effect.
Ayo. Yeah, not much effect, but actually it affects a lot when it comes into the backend language. So maybe if you touch backend language in the future lah. So this is actually a good habit to learn now. Oh, those function. Console about something. Yeah, I just want to prove to you that it is undefined. Oh, it is not undefined. Why?
Oh,
Why? Oh, do you know why?
no.
Because we are trying to call the
Oh,
foo tool function. Yeah, but actually the foo tool is not the full is not declared with the function, but only a variable, so we cannot call it like full function, except if we write it like console log. Funny, for full tree. So if like this, it will return the undefined value. Yeah, you cannot call the function first because it is not a function. Full is just an undefined variable. Is it clear? Tell me,
Yeah.
tell me that you are clear.
Clear.
Okay, so here is something like function hoisting. Okay, so what's next? Function hoisting. Okay, the next one is constant. I bet you know this. If we declare something constant a equals to 10, right? Then we want to change the value of a. And what will we return? Wait. Wait, what like this? Constant a equals to 10. Okay, we declare it. Then we want to change the value of a, like hello. What will we return? What do you think?
Error.
Yeah, it is error because it is a constant variable. That means you cannot change the thing of the constant. It's just when it is declared that, then you can just use the value, but not changing the value. But here comes something. Here comes something weird. Is when you define the object here. Why like this? Constant car goes to let's say the color is red, and then we declare the object, right?
Yes.
So if we want to change the car color into different thing like blue, we actually change it blue, and then let's see what will console. Let's see what is the color of the car now. Yeah, it is blue now. We have changed the value of the object. Do you know why? Do you know why?
No.
You really don't know. Okay. Never mind. So actually, when we try to change something in the object, like what we do here, a constant a, and we want to change the thing of the a, it is not allowed because we are trying to change the whole thing. But in object, when we change this, it is just changing the value inside it. We don't really change the car, the whole thing. Like the car is pointing to the car is pointing to the color address. So we are just changing something in the address, but not the whole address. So this is allowed. But if you want to change the whole thing, like car equals to new object, like color, right? The same thing. Color. Wait. Okay, so like if I want to change the whole thing into the new object, it will return an error here because it is a constant variable. It is pointing to the address. Let's say we have declared the car variable here, and then the car has to point to the address color this specific color here, this address here. So we cannot change the whole address. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It may be a little confusing you when you just listen what I say, but when you try it, you will find it why is it like this. So in array, I would say in array and object is something like this. You can change the value in it, but you cannot change the whole thing. Because when we declare something, the variable here is directly pointing to the address. You just remember this lah. When we declare the object or an array, it is pointing to an address, and the address cannot be changed. But inside the address, you can change anything. Yeah, like when you go home, you cannot change your home address, right?
Yeah.
That is your place where you live, but you can change anything in your house. Yeah, that's what the point comes in. Okay. Oh my god, the time is running out. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's run through quickly. So let's go into data structures and types. So in JavaScript, there are 7 primitive types and 1 object type. So which are these 7 things? You can refer to the NDM document later. So what are primitive types? Primitive types are just something like it cannot be changed. Like I just give you that value, and the value is that it cannot be changed. Like I want you to be 1. You cannot be 2, you cannot be 3, you have to be 1. Then that is called primitive types. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so boolean, number, string, now undefined. This tool is something new in the latest ES6. You can refer to the NDN accumulator. So there are total 8 types, 7 primitive types, and 1 object types. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. No time already. Yeah. Wait. So okay. So far, what have you anything new to you? Like where so
The
far?
hoisting.
Yeah. I think the hoisting thing is kind of thing that always confuse me. And when we do something like some question like this, like let's try here, like what we have go through so far. If we let a equals to 1, then function, we declare a function b and takes in the parameter a equals to 2, console log a, b a, console log a. What do you think the result will be?
2 and 1.
Yeah, correct. Because I don't explain too much because you already understand it. Okay, so let's see if it is correct. Yeah, 2 and 1. How about? I think there are some interesting questions in it. Oh, we haven't go through this, but never mind. Let's quickly go through this question. Number 2. What do you think it will be?
This one you error, right?
Not really.
Or the string you convert to integer.
Yeah. Let's see. So actually, it will return 5 lah. Wait, not 5. Oh, 0 because this is
The percentage
this is the remainder.
remainder.
Yeah, so it is 0. So actually, every time when we try to use the operator like plus, minus,
Multiply,
times, and then multiply and
divide.
divide. Yeah, every time when except for the plus, or except for the plus operator, when we use this kind of operator, it will automatically change the value to the number first. That means that it will find the value of the variable. If it is not a number, then it will return error. If both of them can be the number, and they will go through the calculation. You know what I mean? Let's try.
Yeah.
Let's try out. Let's try out. Constant c equals to say 5, and then constant b equals to uh, and then also log c times b. Do you think it'll be? What do you think it'll be?
50.
I see. Yeah, it is 50 because as I explained, it will try to find the value of it first, see whether it can be converted into number. Yeah, but here comes something like if we want to do thing into C plus D, what do you think it will be?
Become a string.
Yeah, so it will be
510.
Yeah, so it will concatenate. Yeah, like I've wrote something here. The type conversion here. Like the first one, if we want to add the string and number, it will be the whole thing will be string. You want to string and number plus it will be number, and string number and number it will also become the string. But if we want to do something rather than the plus, it will just calculate it. So here, these are some functions that pass in numbers, the numbers value. And this is also a way to change the value of the variable also. Like this is a string, A is a string 11, B is a string 20, and then we add the plus symbol, the plus operator in front of the variable. It will automatically turns it into numbers, change the type into a number, change the string type into a number type. Remember this. This is sometimes this can be quite useful in real-time development. Real-time development. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's all for today. I hope it makes sense lah. Wait. Let me come back. Where's my camera? Oh my gosh. So I think oh here. Gosh. Okay, so I think so far we'll keep referring to these dogs lah. So next week I'll assume like next week you'll be explaining the following. You can take a look at the MDM. Are you at the MDM docs right now?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see the introduction, grammar, and types. So far we have talked about the intro and the grammar and types, but I think there's a lot of things, not really, only the literal types there. So next week it's your turn to explain another 2 things for me. Yeah, not for me, for everyone. Yeah, so you're the one to explain the following topics. How's it sound? How's it sound? Sorry, a bit not fluent in my English. Okay. So, any question for today?
No.
So, what have you learned?
Hoisting.
Recap something new for you for except the hoisting thing.
The plus sign, plus a integer plus.
Never mind. If nothing new for you, also never mind because no need to be something new. Always recap the basic. It is important.
Yes.
Yeah, always. Okay, I think so far we can end this now. Hope you enjoyed the session.
Yeah.
Okay, And how to end this? How to end this?